What's up, guys? Welcome to my Total War Warhammer graphical test that I'm basically just running for myself. I updated my graphics drivers today, and some of my settings got changed, so I want to make sure everything was running well. And Norsca also released, so I wanted to play around with some of the new units. So I was just doing a custom battle against the AI. I actually recorded this while it was happening, like live, but then my software was like, hey, we know you just recorded all that, but we're not going to save it. So, yeah, we're getting a replay now. So, yeah, like I said, this is just a graphical test for my own personal sake, making sure the game runs well for you guys whenever you do that Norsca campaign coming up soon. So, yeah, we have a giant mammoth with a war shrine on the back. It gives a nice little AoE leadership buff. He can also imbue someone with fire and make them unbreakable. We have a little skin wolf hero guy hanging out, leading the charge. We also have Throg running along over here. And I did put together both of these armies. The other army is just an Empire army I threw together real fast. Just kind of like a basic army that I think would be kind of well-rounded against this faction specifically if it was like a player controlling them. Our front line is just the basic Marauders, the normal Axemen with shields, like super cheap infantry you guys are all used to seeing. So we have some of these guys running across. And then our back line is actually these new guys, the Marauder Berserkers. They actually have a frenzy buff. They have a special berserker buff that it seems like the longer they're in combat, the more damage they do. They get little buffs. They get like leadership buff and damage reduction buff, damage taken reduction buff, damage taken reduced. You guys know what I'm talking about. We have a death wizard on a pony trotting into battle at full force. We also have over here in the trees some warhounds that I'm going to be using to get in their skirmishers. We didn't bring any skirmishers in our army just because I played around with some of the skirmishers and I'm just not quite used to them yet. But they have the normal cav skirmishers, chariot skirmishers. They even have some infantry skirmishers now. So we have these Norscan warhounds that are basically just going to go try to savage their backline. Now for the Empire army. I don't know what they're doing with their setup, but they have a couple units of demigriffs with halberds. They have a couple units of halberds. Their front line is comprised of swordsmen. They have flagellants for a little bit of DPS. I figured I'd bring flagellants instead of greatswords because I knew that I wasn't going to be running a lot of armored units because I wanted to get a larger army. So I kind of like meted myself, I guess, a little bit. I don't know. So we have some flagellants in here. We have a couple crossbows as well as the silver bullets. That looks pretty friggin' sweet when that goes off, by the way. Crossbows, silver bullets, like I said. They have Volkmar, and they actually have their own Grey Wizard as well. So, yeah, there's Volkmar right there. So we are bringing up the charge, and hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this. I'm kind of excited to like see this clash, because as I was doing it, I just didn't really get to see anything happen. So let's go ahead and turn it up. There we go. Let the charge happen. This mammoth I'm excited for. Let's get in here on this mammoth. I want to see what you do, buddy. Ooh. He just walks in. Good mammoth. He just walks in. That's okay. There we go. That guy's messing things up. Hopefully all the mods are okay. I still have to do a little bit more testing with the campaign just to make sure the mods all work. I'm only concerned about a couple of them, but I'm hoping they work. It just depends on how they're programmed. Throg kicking some people, breaking some stuff. Mammoth over there doing some work. We should have the dogs coming in over the hills. You can see them in the background trying to get into these silver bullets because these silver bullets... I've done this battle many a times. I've been changing my army throughout. At first I was trying to use the skin wolves against the demigriffs. I figured, you know, maybe they'd trade pretty well because they were anti-large damage dealer frenzy, I think is what they are. But they also have no armor, so I was hoping to kind of negate the armor bonus of the demigriffs. There, you guys look kind of derpy. Like... I've never really noticed. I guess I have. I just kind of ignored it. Yeah. I like this game, you guys. I'm super excited for Warhammer 2. I'm super excited for these guys. I would say my favorite faction is probably the dwarves, just because they're dwarves. I love dwarves. But my favorite faction in the game is probably the Beastmen, because Minotaur. I like them. I like the Beastmen in general. I like their little sneaky tactics. They can Vanguard deploy a lot. But... I think these guys are probably going to be my favorite faction. They have a nice monster roster as well as a more typical front line that I'm used to, like the more human front line with the swords and the shields and the axes and stuff like that. So we have some fighting going on in here. We try to get our berserkers and our front line on the demigriffs, try to wrap them up because they came in a little too close. Got a Fate of Buna going down onto the flagellants over here. I hope it's going on with the flagellants. it is. Basically, I wanted to tear down some of their damage because they are unbreakable, or some of their HP rather. And this fight actually got wrapped up a lot easier than I thought it would. Like I said, I tried this fight a few times, the same Empire army every time, but I've been tweaking my roster little by little. Actually, I forgot, like, I didn't notice. We killed Volkmar really fast, so he was just kind of like sitting here staring at this altar, like, contemplating, I guess, what he did. Okay, he's over it. He's over it. So yeah. Yeah. Decent little Empire army I threw together. I thought it was decent. Like I said, I think if a player had been doing it, this would have been probably really close. The game still said it was a close victory. I think it went pretty well. But I don't know, I enjoyed it. I like watching the... Hopefully you guys enjoyed the cinematics of this. I like just being able to turn off the interface and watching stuff like that happen. The charge was pretty great, except for the mammoth. You know what? Even the mammoth, you were great, friends. You were great. I still haven't seen him pick anyone up though. He's got like these little tuskuses things over here. Come on, man. Show me your teeth. Yeah, like that right there. I haven't seen him pick anyone up yet. I think I've seen him pick someone up in like a trailer or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I had fun. So yeah, this is kind of just a little replay. Like I said, this is mostly just a graphical test for myself. I want to make sure my frame rate's doing okay during this, as well as making sure I at least kind of know the unit roster a little bit before I start campaign. Learning is part of the fun. I am going to be playing the campaign on a higher difficulty than I did the last one. Last one I only did on normal, so this one I'm going to turn it up on hard because I'm feeling froggy. And I got to get better at the game. I'm going to try to do less auto resolves and actually fight stuff, unless it's just like super not even worth it. Right now I'm just kind of moving, guys, because I don't know. I thought this was a cool shot over here with like Volkmar and like everyone just kind of walking past him, especially that mammoth. That's probably going to be the thumbnail, so you guys will see what I'm talking about in just a little bit. Or I guess you've already seen it because it was the thumbnail. But yeah, that's going to go ahead and wrap up this battle. I'm going to go ahead and quit the replay. Let's go ahead and end that replay. And is it going to actually show me the kills and stuff? Come on, buddy. You didn't show me the kills on the units. Why you gotta be like that? We didn't lose anyone. Hooray! Everyone made it home safe and sound. It was all just pretend, everyone. Do not worry, no one died. So yeah, like I said before, Norsca campaign is going to be coming up pretty soon. I might have an episode up for you guys tomorrow, one up for Saturday, and then I'm basically just going to keep doing my normal schedule of Tuesday through Saturday uploads. So yeah, hopefully you guys are as excited as I am. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, thanks for watching, and have a good one.